What's up, Team Takeover? This is IQWrestler. I'm going to run down UFC 128 coming up this weekend, March 19th, from New Jersey. But before I do that, I'd like to dedicate this video to all my people in Japan. It's just terrible, terrible what's going on over there. I haven't got any Japanese blood in me, but I've always felt closer to their culture than I have Australian culture, and it just breaks my heart what's going on over there. So I dedicate this video to them. Stay strong, people in Japan. I wish you all the best over there. Now that's out of the way. A pretty good card coming up. It was better. It has been neutered a fair bit by injuries and whatnot. But, it's a nice card. Nice card. Some good fights. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to the main event. First fight I'll talk about is Ricardo Almeida versus Mike Pyle. A really good fight here. Really good fight. I feel like this is one of those fights where both guys are well-rounded, but they're sort of the opposite of each other. Almeida is stronger in the grappling, but Pyle is stronger in the striking. At least that's what I feel anyway. This is a tough one to call. Almeida's coming off that front headlock choke, lost to Matt Hughes, which was incredible. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one. It could turn out to be a nice fight. I'll take Mike Pyle. I feel like the striking will be enough for him. I think on the ground he can hold his own and get back up to the feet, and I think he'll outpoint Almeida on the feet to get a unanimous decision. Kurt Pellegrino is going to fight Grayson Tebow. Grayson is a monster. How he makes the weight, I have no idea. It's not natural, that's for sure. That's for sure. Kurt Pellegrino is a good fighter. He's been around for a long, long time. He's coming off that loss to George Soteropoulos, I think was his last fight. He didn't look good in that. He did really well right at the end of the fight, but it was too little too late for him in that fight. Here I think Tebow is just going to be, he's going to be too big, and he'll muscle Pellegrino around the cage, I think. He might gas. He has a habit of gassing due to all the muscle he carries, and what I can only presume is a hellacious weight cut. So, he might gas, and Pellegrino might get him with something, a submission or a punch. But I think Tebow is going to smother him and get a submission, but probably a decision. Probably a decision again on this one. Edson Barboza Jr. is fighting again against Anthony Njokuani. Whatever, sorry if I said your name wrong, guy. Edson looked amazing in his first fight. His leg kicks were fucking disgusting. They were sick. So, I'm not going to get hyped over this guy yet, but, I really look forward to seeing how he does again. Nate Marquardt's going to fight Dan Miller. This was meant to be Nate Marquardt versus Sexyama, but due to everything over in Japan, Sexyama understandably pulled out of the fight, which I'm really bummed about because now I've got nothing to fap to. But props to Dan Miller for stepping up. He was lower on the card, and he gets moved up now. I don't like Nate Marquardt. The guy rubs me the wrong way. But I think he should win here. Dan Miller is as tough as they come, no doubt, but I just feel like he's not quite at that level, you know. You never know. He could catch Nate Marquardt in a submission, but I think Nate Marquardt will be a bit much for him. He'll probably get a decision. He might even finish him, who knows. It's been a while since he's finished anyone. So, you know, who knows. Jim Miller's going to fight Kamal Shalarus. Really good fight here. Jim Miller, man, he's massive underrated. Coming off that awesome knee bar win over Charles Oliveira. You know, his only losses are to Edgar and Maynard. You know, that's all you need to know about the guy. That's how good he is. I feel like he's one of the top guys there at 205. At 155, I mean, sorry. You know, I feel like he's right up there. But, you know, Kamal Shalarus, he has a habit of getting decisions that he shouldn't. He's got like Leonard Garcia, fucking some sort of magic going on there, where he wins these fights that he's pretty clearly lost. Don't know what's going on with that. Kamal Shalarus, his record makes him look better than he is. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's very good. But you know, I feel like his record. If you watched all the fights, you know he's not as good as his record makes him look. I think Jim Miller will win this. I think he will. I think he'll finish him. He'll get a submission or a comfortable enough decision to cancel out the magic. man. Joseph Benavidez, he's going to fight Ian Loveland. I don't like any of the Team Alpha Male guys except Joseph Benavidez. I dig the Shamrock Valetudo shorts he rocks all the time. That's boss. You know, I like the guy's skills. He's a finisher. He doesn't fuck around. And he should win this pretty easily. This is really a gimme fight. Loveland has a nice record, but no top wins. He hasn't beaten any top guys at all. You know, so Joseph takes this. However, a submission probably a submission. Krokop is back against Brendan Snob. Man, what can you say about Krokop? The last few years being a Krokop fan has been heartbreaking and tough. Man, you know, his head hasn't seemed in it anymore. His head and his heart is gone. He says he feels great, which is good. And I still believe in Krokop. I still believe. And Brendan Schaub isn't very good. He's not very good. He's, you know, a hype machine guy. You know, I'm going to say Krokop is going to come back and be the old Krokop and demolish Brendan Schaub. That's what I'm going with. But it's more fanboy pick than anything. Then Butt-Chin Faber is going up against Eddie Wineland. You know, another alpha male give me fight. You know, Wineland, another good guy, but every time he's fought a top guy, he's lost. And Faber is good. I hate the guy, but he's good. And he should win this easily. And then in the main event, we got UFC Light Heavyweight Championship fight between Mauricio Shogun Hura and Johnny Bones Jones. I am so looking forward to this. So looking forward to this. For no other reason than watching who will probably go down as the best light heavyweight of all time, Mauricio Shogun Hura, demolish another UFC hype train. You know, he did it with Machida twice. And if you think Machida won that first fight, go fuck yourself, because you're wrong. You know, Bones is good. He's a good fighter for such a young guy. And I don't doubt that the guy will be a champion someday. But that day is not March 19th, 2011. I can tell you that. It is not. The guy's been fighting old or overrated double wedges. That's all he's fought. Oh, and Stephan Bonner, world Muay Thai champion Stephan Bonner. You know, Shogun is a whole nother universe to those guys. We're talking about supremely well-rounded guy. He's going to demolish Jones standing. Jones looked terrified standing with Bader. You know, what is he going to look like when Shogun gives him that first leg kick? You know, he's going to want to get the fuck out of there real quick. Jones said jokingly, well at least I fucking hope it was jokingly, that he was going to submit Shogun. Listen here, man. Ricardo Arona got omoplata swept by Shogun. That's how fucking good Shogun is on the ground. Alright? And you think you're going to submit him? Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's bullcrap. You know, that said, I got a terrible gut feeling. If this goes a decision and is even remotely in the ballpark of being close, they're gonna fuck over Shogun again and give it to Jones. I've got a terrible feeling that's gonna happen. But the odds of him lasting 5 rounds against one of the best ever are fucking slim to none, to say the least. I picked Shogun by whatever the fuck he wants. Knockout, round 1. How about that? Alright. That's UFC 128. You know, a nice card. Like I said, it was better before. It got nuded a little bit by some injuries. But, you know, that's to be expected. I'm not going to talk about the big news about Strikeforce UFC merger. I haven't made up my mind about that yet. I'm terribly disappointed, I will say that. Terribly disappointed by the news. But that's all I got to say on that. Oh man. Shout outs to my girl Brittany Ann in Japan. Stay safe. I love you. Shout outs to Bloodstain Lane, Mr. Fahrenheit. Shout outs to Sambo. Shout outs to all my peeps on Twitter. Chuck Foss. Ian MMA. And all those guys. Hothead Haley. Shout outs to Gumby. Shout outs to Sean Sinha. Love your shit, man. You're doing a great job. Shout outs to Fletch. Shout outs to Wayne Schroeder. Man. Shout outs to Super Hyper Creep. Shout outs to fuck man. Shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to all my boys at Wrestle HQ. I'll see you next time.